The cleansing foam accidentally got into my eyes to wipe it out. But to my horror, when I opened my eyes, so I quickly reached for a towel, I saw myself holding someone's sock instead. Yuck! After that...
What was that audio? It sounded like it was just pieced together from 10 different segments, which I know I really can't talk. But the audio didn't even sound... The audio... It looks like they just restarted the sentence.
That, I gathered everyone and threw the sock onto the floor and said, "We need to sort out order, as I can't live like this anymore. It's gross." Jessica snorted. "Who are you to boss around? No one cares what you think." Before I even had a chance to say anything back, Ned piped in that Jessica was just a dumb rich girl who never lifted a finger. Then Gwen jumped up to her feet and started shouting for no reason. Philip gave me this smirky know-it-all look that made me want to scream. Then he actually lobbed a basketball at me, which almost took my head off. Then...
How does he just spawn a jersey and then just magically spawn a basketball that I haven't even seen? Teleport them to this void. Does this guy have magical powers or some shit? I feel like if he has teleportation, he can just leave. Why don't you all just leave?
The others, I started shouting at him. The only one who stayed quiet was the emo boy. "You aren't even that pretty. In fact, I've seen more attractive slugs," I heard Ned say to Jessica. That was a bit much, wasn't it? I mean, it was obvious Ned only teases Jessica because he has a huge crush on her. Jessica huffed as she tossed her hair behind her back, then stormed...
Ah, yes, that's how all boys work. You have a crush on a girl, you relentlessly make fun of them. You harass them, you bully them, you do whatever you gotta do, because that's just how all men are. Okay, if we like someone, we relentlessly bully them.
Hair behind her back, then stormed off to her room. Man, this place sucks. At least lunchtime had arrived. So I made myself a delicious-looking burger, then quickly went to the bathroom. When I returned, I couldn't believe it. Philip was taking a bite out of my burger. I screamed at him, but then he shrugged, then said he'd make me a new one. And like a decade later...
That was screaming at... Did the animators just not watch the video before they animated this? Because she just screamed like there was a murderer in the house.
And like a decade later, my replacement lunch finally arrived. And Philip was smiling at me strangely and watched on as I bit into it. Ew! I lifted up the top of the bun to see a raw piece of beetroot. Ugh. I was so fed up with everyone that I went to bed super early that night. Only when I woke up the next day, both Jessica and Gwen burst out laughing at me. I hurried to the bathroom and checked out my face. Oh no. Turns out someone had drawn on my pillow, and now I had ink all over my face. I had to scrub my face for ages to get it off. Then Philip...
What kind of ink was like that? To the point where it doesn't dry and then it just gets on whoever's face. That wasn't ink, that was goddamn paint.
Fun to see a raw piece of beetroot. Ugh. I was so fed up with everyone that I went to bed super early that night. Only when I woke up the next day, both Jessica and Gwen burst out laughing at me. I hurried to the bathroom and checked out my face. Oh no. Turns out someone had drawn on my pillow, and now I had ink all over my face. I had to scrub my face for ages to get it off. Then Philip wouldn't quit laughing at me. I knew...
Oh my god, he's wearing boots while existing. Oh my god, I can't stand the guy.
I knew he was responsible. Ugh! Such a jerk! And on the other hand, we also had the emo kid that I was seriously getting sick of. He never said or did anything. Instead, he just sat there, usually wearing his stompy boots and looking all moody. I mean, why wear those sweaty-looking boots when he's stuck inside? It was about time he spoke up, so I came up with a prank to get him talking. When the emo kid was in the shower, Ned and I filled his beloved boots.
She just jumps over to her like a goddamn anime. Are you Yami from Black Clover? Instead of coming up behind her, no. I will jump over the entire room. That's a logical decision here.
Too much, don't you think? A little later, I heard some loud thump. Then the emo kid did a weird walk across the room with his foot covered in mayo, while clutching one of his boots. "Have you lost your mind?" he shouted. And not gonna lie, I was intimidated by this other side of him. Then out of nowhere, Jessica appeared. She turned to me and shoved my shoulder. "That was too much, don't you think?"
For a second there, I thought this girl was having a heart attack. I mean, that would have made this story a whole lot compelling. But no, we just have this annoying girl, Ashley, black-haired girl, just who's actually kind of pissing me off. You know, I don't know why. I know this is just an animated character, and this story isn't at all real. But
oh no, you didn't! I wasn't gonna let someone like her speak to me like that and get away with it. So I struck a defensive pose and glared at her. We ended up in a stare-off when suddenly I felt arms pulling me back. It was Philip. I tried flailing free of his grip, which caused him to lose his balance, and he accidentally elbowed Gwen. "Oh, you're done, Jock!"
You just get out of his grip, and then he just falls. That he was definitely. You gotta be prepared to get some shit before you break up a fight. But no, I won't drop in there with the worst stance. I will be like a Jenga tower in the last goddamn round.
Caused him to lose his balance, and he accidentally elbowed Gwen. "Oh, you're done, Jock!" Soon, Jessica and I were pulling each other's hair.
What the? Yes, that's shoving each other. She's sitting on him while he's on the ground, and she's pulling his hair. No, that's called shoving. Okay, not pushing to the ground, not sitting on, not pulling. No, that's shoving.
Pulling each other's hair, and Gwen and Philip were shoving each other. It was mayhem. "Stop, all of you!" It was the emo kid. He glared at us with rage. "You're acting like immature brats!" Well, that was unexpected, but I guess it worked, as a few seconds later, we started cleaning up the mess we'd made. We knew something needed to change, so it did.
I didn't really expect that, because you're too stupid to leave. Okay, your negative IQ, like I said, is enough to make a black hole. Just everything under, all the amount of stuff under zero. It just creates its own magnetic force and starts pulling stuff in to get out up to at least zero.
So at dinner, we all sat around the table and tried to sort things out. The others were all staring down at their food and not talking, so I decided to go first. So I'm here because I don't always react well to certain situations. I don't know, I guess I find it hard to make friends. I trailed off. Then Ned spoke up. "The only word my mom seems to know nowadays is study, study, study. I feel like all I am to her is a grade. So when I got a B in English Lit, I ripped it up in front of the teacher. That's the story." Jessica flicked.
Well, the principals, this school kind of makes no sense. But yes, how realistic of a story. This next part is basically just them telling why they got into dissension, and judging by their character stereotype, you can probably guess why.
"Oh," I muttered out. "Look, I'm sorry about your boots. I'll help you clean them if you like." Stan nodded. Jessica was right. I had been a bit harsh on him. Then Ned gave this awkward smile and
Awkward smile. You called this an awkward smile. I'm not even gonna question it. With this kind of channel, you can't question anything. They've clearly thrown logic out the window.
said, "Jessica, I know I've been a jerk to you, but it's only because I like you." Jessica didn't do so much as flinch. She still kept studying her nails. Probably because having boys smitten over her was already a part of her daily routine. "Well,
Oh yes, I got all the boys just following over. You know how I got all this money? Twitch. Okay. Oh, okay. So many goddamn cents. Oh, give me thousands of dollars per day. I'm just a high school, but I got the Sims side.
well, I might like someone too." Phil
And apparently she think And apparently black-haired girl thinks this is something to brag about for her. The fact that most of those simps are probably pedos.
Stretched his arms behind his chair. I guess I like winding her up. He looked directly at me. I felt myself blushing, and I had this weird fluttering feeling in my stomach. But why? My heart started racing. Now what was I meant to do?
Just leave. They never once mentioned not being able to escape. And that's the end of the video. I didn't cut it. That's just the end of the video. You know, if this were a true story, they will have said something about the ending. But no. You know, we're still stuck in this apartment. You know, we're still stuck here without a goddamn...
Very inspiring as well. You know, after watching this story, I have been inspired a lot to be very fucking stupid. Or to not be as stupid as these people. That's the only things that this inspires to me to do.
Well, this video is already 23 minutes long, so I'm gonna have to make a part 2, because there's another video I want to react to, but I do different channel. This is Diamond Z, dropping out. Hope you all have a great day.